Hello everyone and welcome to this special post-Wrestlemania edition of the Wrestlehead Show. I'm Chris, and as always, you can email questions, comments to wrestleheadpodcast@gmail.com. Hope everyone enjoyed Wrestlemania as much as they could. I'm here, I'm going to give you my rundown on my thoughts. As always, this is not going to be your play-by-play of the event, of each match. It's just going to be my overall general thoughts, and this should be very interesting. We are going to start with the pre-show, which the first match up was the ever so exciting, noteworthy Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And it came down to, it was a battle royal. It had its moments. I like the point when the commentators were putting over the fact that Dolph Ziggler always seemed like he was almost being eliminated. He's done a bunch of nothing after his latest contract signing, apparently, as we can notice. Anyways, it came down to Mojo Rawley, Baron Corbin, and Matt Hardy at the end. And Matt Hardy eliminates Mojo Rawley. Then it comes down to Hardy and Corbin, and the lights go out, and who should appear but Bray Wyatt? And Bray Wyatt helps and eliminates Baron Corbin, so Matt Hardy is your winner. Yay. It was fine. It was what it was. Move on to Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali for the Cruiserweight Championship. High flying, lots of nice spots. Be quite honest, my brain was in and out of this match. I'm watching from work, so my attention was not 100% always on the show, just so everyone knows. So, overall, great match. Lots of great near falls. Mustafa Ali just about picks it up a few times, but in the end, Cedric Alexander defeats Mustafa Ali to finally get the Cruiserweight Championship belt. And it was fine. I enjoyed what I saw of it. So, now it's the women's Wrestlemania Battle Royal, and it was terrible. I'm sorry. Well, I say terrible is an overstatement. It wasn't that bad, but it just seems like every chance, as soon as someone gets knocked down, they roll out of the ring. It was the same way in the Royal Rumble too. Why are they rolling? I don't think any of the men rolled out of the ring after taking a move, because it leads into what happened at the end of the match. Comes down to what we everyone thought was was Bayley and Sasha Banks. And it was great, Sasha Banks, goes to reach her hand to Bayley. Bayley looks like she's going to shake her hand, and whips her over the top rope and eliminates her. Bayley thinks she's won, but oh no, Naomi was hiding under the fucking ring, it looked like. Pops out, Bayley's like, "Oh, you bitch." So, and then Naomi gives her the ass bump, throws her over the top rope, and Naomi wins. Whoop-de-doo-da-day. Don't care. Really. It was brutal. Good for her. That's all I can say. So, move on to the main event now. Well, the opening of the WrestleMania main show was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship match. Seth Rollins, The Miz, Finn Balor. And very good. No demon Balor. His opening was he had the LGBTQ on the stage, and good for him. Miz entrance was great. He sent, the Miztourage, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel back. He says, "Oh, I can win this on my own." Right. Lots of great near falls. The night was so long trying to remember all the spots that occurred. I didn't write anything down because, like I said, I was doing a job, getting paid to do something else, which is why these things are somewhat erratic sometimes. Anyways, overall, I no complaints. I thoroughly enjoyed what I can remember, what I saw. But in the end, Seth Rollins beat The Miz. So, Seth Rollins is your new Intercontinental Champion. Like I said, I thought it was great. It was good. So, this rolls on into the women's match. Charlotte and Asuka. And this one was amazing. I've got to admit, it was, I thoroughly enjoyed every second of this match. Working the body part. Asuka, injures Charlotte's shoulder early on, and she's like, "Oh, your shoulder's hurt." And Asuka always trying to get the, the armbar in, and not quite making it. But Charlotte, fighting through everything, comes up, finally ends up putting Asuka in the figure 4, and Asuka tapped out. So Asuka's streak ends. I don't know if this was honestly the proper time to do it. I don't think she could have, if you put Asuka, gave the belt to Asuka, I don't know if she could hold it for a year. But I would figure you'd give it to her at least for a little while, even if she loses it right back to Charlotte in, even a couple months, even at the Greatest Royal Rumble coming up, or SummerSlam or Survivor Series, hold it till then at least. But you know what, overall I'm not terribly disappointed. But out of the two, the women's match, this one, and AJ Nakamura, I was sure, if I was going to put money on one of those matches, I would have put money on Asuka winning. But I was proven wrong. So anyways, yeah, great match. Not a lot to say. Well worth watching. Now coming up to the piss break match, the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship. Out of all the matches, this was the one that I didn't even care about at all. Orton, Rude, Rusev, and Jinder. Rusev gets a great opening as always. Aiden says his stuff at the beginning. Rusev comes out. Rusev Day. Bobby Roode's entrance was normal. Same with Orton. Jinder's was a little bit more fancy. But like I said, I'm not invested at all in this feud. And it, it was not terrible. But I just couldn't get into it. And Jinder ended up picking up the win, pinning Rusev, of all people. Like, really? You're going to pin Rusev, one of, if not the most over, superstar in your company at the moment. Whatever. Anyways, yep. Jinder's your new United States champion. Move on to the biggest surprise match. Surprises being how good it was Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. It was the match that had the biggest question mark as to how well it would be. And oh wow, it was amazing. It was a mixed tag match. Kurt Angle, Triple H started off hard hitting. Eventually, Kurt hits the tag to Ronda. And Ronda goes in and beats up Stephanie. Stephanie held her own in here too. You don't take anything from her. She got her licks in. Ronda trying to put that arm bar in. Stephanie holding on to the other arm, not letting her, lock it in. Ronda's throwing around. At one point, Ronda's trying to pin Stephanie, and Triple H is like, fuck this. Rips, pulls the referee out, and then rips out, really tugs out on Ronda. Ronda face first onto the floor. It's great. So it was the mixed tag match that turned into an intergender match, basically. Great. At one point, Ronda's in there saying, I'm going to fight Triple H, and the referee's like, yeah. Tells the referee, no, it's fine. And Ronda, hard punches. Yeah. Ronda really held her own. Yeah, I loved it, but in the end, Ronda made Stephanie tap to the armbar. It worked. It was a great match. Like I said, probably the biggest surprise of how well it was. Coming in, Bludgeon Brothers, Usos, and the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team belts. Basically, the Bludgeon Brothers squashed Usos and the New Day. I missed the New Day's, apparently. I gotta go back and watch it. I don't know, I saw on Twitter somewhere where the New Day did a Power Rangers Megazord thing. As soon as I came back, I went to a piss break because I really had to go bad, and I wasn't going during the other match, so I went in as soon as the match was over. I came back and I was like, what the hell did I miss? The New Day had a bunch of, little pancake people running around, so I don't know what, I'm going to have to go back and have a quick look at that. But that was weird. But anyways, yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers squashed Usos in the New Day. It worked. It was great. So, now we come up to the big mystery match. Earlier John Cena was sitting in the crowd, drinking his beer. So he's got an excuse. He was drunk. No, I'm just kidding. No, whatever. And after the, Charlotte Asuka, the referees, you saw the referee say something to him. He jumps out and bolts back to the back. So he comes out, and JoJo's like, oh, this next match is for one fall. So I was like, oh, I guess he's having a match. Then comes out, lights, the referee's like, oh no, there's no match. So he's, Cena's all depressed now. Goes to walk to the back, lights go out. And Elias comes out, sings his tune. Oh, were you expecting somebody else? Great. The best way to put heat on him, Everyone expects The Undertaker to come out, and it's Elias. It was great. It was in the ring, and Cena beats up Elias. So Cena's walking to the back again. Gets almost to the top of the ramp. Lights go out again. Then you get a spotlight in the middle of the ring with The Undertaker's, hat and coat there. Next thing you know, you get a big, huge lightning bolt. And the big bong. And The Undertaker comes out looking great. And The Undertaker makes his slow walk to the ring. And John Cena's gets his ass handed to him, basically. There's nowhere to say it. Undertaker basically squashes John Cena. It was great. It was good. I think Undertaker's walk to the ring took longer than the actual match. It was great. Good nostalgia trip. Undertaker gets a good win at WrestleMania. So we'll see where this goes from here. Who knows? So, moves on into the tag team match. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Excuse me. So, Shane comes out first, does his dance, sells his whatever diverticulitis or whatever the fuck that shit's called he supposedly has. And out comes Daniel Bryan. He had a nice little opening at the beginning. Comes out. They're both in the ring waiting for Kevin and Sami, and they jump in from behind. They jump from behind out the ring and beat the crap out of both of them. They do the power bomb to the apron on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's out for the count. Shane McMahon's like, fine, I'll do this shit on my own. So he goes in, gets his, so it's a 2-on-1 match for a while. At one point, Kevin Owens has has Shane McMahon in the pin, and out of nowhere, Daniel Bryan breaks up the count. He gets in the match. At the end of the day, Daniel Bryan makes Sami Zayn tap. So Kevin and Sami are still fired. Well, good, feel-good match for Daniel Bryan. He gets back, wrestling, doing what he wants to do. Shane McMahon gets a win. It was fine. Up next, Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Starts off great. Alexa Bliss trying to get out. First off, Nia Jax beats the living holy hell out of Mickie James at ringside. Oh my god. It was crazy. Throwing her all over the place. Throwing her like a rag doll into the barricade. Big huge Samoan drop. Crazy. And the look on Alexa Bliss's face was priceless. Like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? Craziness. So, but Alexa Bliss does hold her own by cheating, of course. I think she must have poked Nia's eye 2 or 3 times and raked her eyes a couple times. But no, it was fairly good. Nia, Alexa trying to, take out Nia by the legs, kicks to the legs, but every chance she got, Nia ended up powering through. At one point to finish, nice big Samoan drop. Takes up Alexa to the second rope. Second rope Samoan drop, finishes her off. And Nia Jax is your new champion. New Raw Women's Champion. Great. It was the only finish that could have happened. Because there's no way Bliss was retaining. Really. So, this comes up to the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. It was fine. I mean, I think people were, and myself included, were expecting a lot more than what you got. Not saying that it wasn't good. I just don't know if I was expecting what I got. I was expecting a lot longer of a match, too. So maybe that was part of it. I thought they would drag it out a lot more. But no. It was good. Lots of high hitting. This was one match, unfortunately, my work got in the way during this one. So I'm going to have to go back and probably have a quick peek to see exactly what went on. But AJ Styles ended up pinning Nakamura after a Styles Clash. And I was fully expecting Nakamura to kick out, but he did not. So yeah, neither Nakamura or Asuka would win the belt. Both of them retained. So, very interesting. But the best part was after the match, Nakamura takes the belt from the referee, goes to give it to AJ. Nakamura's kind of kneeling down. AJ takes the belt, and Nakamura, takes him to Dick Punch City. And just beats him up. Just pounding. He beats up AJ Styles after the match. Outside the ring. And Kinshasa to him. So, yep. It was a good heel turn for Nakamura. Hopefully keeps it up. So now we go on to who I was surprised that it was the second last match. It was Braun Strowman and mystery partner against Cesaro and Sheamus. Cesaro and Sheamus come out on a big Mardi Gras float, having their fun. Braun Strowman comes out, and the stick was this shtick here was it was interesting. I would be interesting to see where it goes from here. Anyways, he comes out. He ends up saying, "Oh, do you want to be my partner?" Who's his partner? Oh, it's someone in the crowd. And it's like, is it you? Is it you? He goes wandering through the crowd and he picks up some kid. Nicholas. Probably some, I just need to see how they figured this out. How much of it is a shoot and a work. But anyways, this kid Nicholas brings him into the ring, tells him to stand on the apron, and I'll take care of everything. So, Braun Strowman's, beating up Cesaro, beating up Sheamus. Then, Cesaro and Sheamus start getting the upper hand. And then at one point, Strowman, he tags in Nicholas. He goes in, but, he tags himself right back out. And Braun Strowman goes in, big power slam, and Braun Strowman and Nicholas are your tag team champions. So, it was interesting. Like I said, I'm very interested to see where this goes as far as, is it Braun Strowman and a different person every week? Or is this going to be like a one-off thing? Or I'm just intrigued on where this goes from here. But anyways, new tag team champs. And coming up to the main event match, Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I was didn't care about the first half to 3/4 of this match. It was just Braun Strowman manhandling Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns kicking out, throwing him all over the place. And finally, Brock Lesnar gets pissed the fuck off. And the same way he busted Orton open, year or so ago, 2 years ago at, was it SummerSlam or Survivor Series when Orton came back? And busted open Roman Reigns bleeding red, getting all pissed off. I'm like, alright, so this is where Roman Reigns, he's, sees his own blood and he gets all pissed off and finally wins. But he doesn't. Roman Reigns, he had a little bit of fury, but Brock Lesnar overcomes it. Another 5th or 6th F5. Brock Lesnar beats Roman Reigns. So it's another question mark as to what. So obviously, is Lesnar sticking around for a little while longer, or is it just gonna be he's gonna drop it on Raw in a match, or is he just gonna vacate it, or is he actually sticking around for a little while longer? It's gonna be interesting to see. Anyways, my thoughts on Wrestlemania overall, fairly good. Like I said, the United States Championship match, I slept through that basically. And then Lesnar, Roman Reigns, up until when Lesnar, made Roman bleed hard way. I couldn't care less because it was just, big guy suplexing someone else. Or so, yeah. And kickouts of F5s and spears and shit. Yeah. Couldn't care less. I was very surprised that Asuka lost to Charlotte. Other than that, I thought it was great. The Women's Battle Royal, for reasons like I've said, people rolling out of the ring